Hey guys, this is KJ48 and welcome to my new Let's Play for 7 Days to Die. This is going to be Season 3. And you might be wondering, well, Cage, what are you doing, man? You've only made a couple parts. Why are you making Season 3? Well, Alpha 3 is out. Yes, merely 10 days after Alpha 2 launched, they've actually got out Alpha 3, and it's actually quite a big update. I've got some of the update notes here, and I'll read them off as I play. I'm gonna try and get this going again. I want to get to the point where I was in Season 2 pretty quickly, so let's get started. Alright, we're gonna do Survival. Still the only game is Navigain. Let's do Season 3. Difficulty, even though my buddies at Fat Planet Gaming think they're badass playing on difficulty 5, I'm going to stay with normal difficulty since I'm by myself. We'll leave the 24-hour cycle alone. Friendly fire doesn't matter. We'll turn it off just in case we bring other players in at some point. Enemy spawning, obviously. Show player locations, fine. Private game, yeah, just leave it like that. 8 players. Yeah, the rest of that's pretty good. Alright, let's start up. Now, for those of you who watched my last season's Let's Play, I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if some of you didn't. Most of you didn't, because it wasn't that long ago. You guys know that I failed miserably in season 2, and I'm gonna try not to die so much this season. So, let's get started. First thing you want to do is for those of you new to the game, if there is anybody new to the game, you want to loot the car that you start next to and everything around it, because usually your spawn location's a really good spot. There's usually a lot of loot around it. That was actually a pretty weak amount of loot considering what I normally get, but we are going to build in Gravetown again because I didn't really get to build in Gravetown last time because, it was garbage. Before we go down there, though, I want to get some trees, so let's go ahead and punch a tree here. And I'm going to go over some of the updates in Alpha 3. They added the lead ingot recipe, which means we can now craft shotguns, because, we couldn't craft shotguns before because the you needed lead ingots for it. And I wonder if you can make springs. You also need springs for shotguns, so maybe I spoke too soon. Not really sure if you can make shotguns, but I think you can. So I'm going to punch one more tree down. I'm pretty sure you can make shotguns. What else? Added new hard metal door made from ingots. Now, doors are kind of weird in this game because, yeah, like the zombies are supposed to go for doors, and the thing is, if a zombie breaks down a door, it's gone forever. So you lose all the iron you put into that door, or whatever you decided to make it with. So I was never a big fan of doors, but we'll see. How hard that hard metal door is. I can't imagine it's gonna be harder than the wall, but it's gonna be a learning process. Again, this game, for anybody who's new, this game is still in alpha, which is even before beta. So there's gonna be a learning process for everybody who plays this game. That's just the way it is. All right, let's keep going this way. What else we got here? Added recipe for wooden shingle cubes, wedges, wedge corners, wooden shingles, pyramids. So now what you could do is you could build a slanted roof on your home. I might get into that at some point. I don't really think that I would go out of my way to make a slanted roof like that. I don't really see the benefit in it. In real life, if you wanted to make a slanted room, that's for like rain to wash off it, so stuff, or even snow, so it doesn't build up on it. Because if it does, the weight could cave in the roof. That's why people make slanted roofs in real life, but this isn't real life, so I don't know. It seems like it would be a real pain in the butt to make a slanted roof in this game, so I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not. But what I am gonna do is keep running through this place because oh boy, we got no water jars yet. Oh, we got jars but not water. Gotta keep an eye out for a water source. Also, let's keep going through. Added iron sights to the M136 rocket launcher and degradation, so the rocket launcher will now take damage again. What else we got here? Added stack limits to aloe cream and first aid bandages. Hopefully, aloe cream will be in the game now. For those of you that don't know, aloe cream is it's basically like this. You could gather these aloe plants in the south. Oh, am I going the wrong way? No, I'm going the right way. Let's cut across. You can gather aloe plants in the south, and you can turn the aloe plants into aloe cream. And I just got a Steam message. I probably should have turned off Steam. Yeah, so you can make the aloe plant aloe cream, and you could use the aloe cream to make bandages. Now, the bandage recipe was in the game, as far as I know, since I've started playing, but the aloe cream is not. I actually downloaded a modified XML file or whatever to get the aloe cream in the game, but I think it might be in the game now. So we're actually going to be going to the south now because I'm going to go down and stay in the south for this Let's Play, at least the beginning part of it. So we will pick up some aloe plants on our way. Alright, what else? Added stack limit to aloe cream for... Oh, I already said that. Created Hail Bay recipe from brown grass, which can be used to break your fall from high places. Could be pretty interesting. Okay, hold on. We got some... I don't want to get into any fights here. And I do not have enough water. Now, basically, you could drink water to refill your stamina. Bottom left-hand side. I guess I might as well go over some of this stuff because maybe this is some of you people first time watching this game. Bottom left-hand side, there's 4 meters there. There's a green meter on the top left, which is my hunger meter. There's a light blue meter on the bottom left, which is my thirst meter. Yes, you do have to eat and drink in this game. Top right-hand side is red. That's my health meter. And bottom right-hand side is dark blue, and that's my stamina meter. Stamina drains as you run. I'm sprinting by holding down shift. And as you sprint, you will lose stamina. Also, as you mine, you will lose stamina. Dig, whatever. Anything you do that, takes physical exertion is going to drain your stamina. This game does have a day-night cycle. I'm going to go over some of this stuff. I feel that sometimes in my Let's Plays I don't go over the basics, and maybe this isn't everyone's first time watching my Let's Play. So this is a day-night cycle. You can see in the top left-hand side, it's day 1, 12:22. It is in military time, which means that, at 1 o'clock it just goes to 1300 hours. Oh, Jesus. So that's one of the big bad new zombies that I really hate, the zombie dogs. I hate those damn things. Now, one of the new things in the game is degradation will lower the damage that your weapon does, so you want to repair your weapons as often as possible. What was I saying? Day-night cycle. Okay, so during the day, most zombies will be slow. The zombie dogs are always fast, but most zombies will be slow during the day, and they're pretty easy to deal with. But at night, they get super fast and super mean. So you can see that one right there is slow. You could put down torches and campfires for light source to make the zombies slow during the night, which works pretty well. I've noticed that campfires tend to lag me a little bit, so yeah, I got to be a little careful with campfires. But I'm still probably going to use them, but I might be a little bit more careful with how much I use them. Whenever you die, you lose everything in your hotbar, but you don't lose what's in your inventory. So I'm going to split up some of my things and put them up here. If it doesn't need to be my hotbar, it's not going to be my hotbar. Now, this is where I'm going to stay for at least the beginning part of this Let's Play. This building up here to the left, I'm going to try and stay there. I stayed there in my last game, but it didn't work out too well for me. But what we're going to do first of all is we're going to come in here. I'm going to show you a really nice... Ooh, I don't think these desks were here before. Is this the same building? Guys, this ain't the same building. Is there 2 buildings, or did they change it? You know what? That's not the same... Yeah, it is. It was in the north. I think they changed the building, guys. I don't know, I might be wrong, but unless there's 2 buildings that look like that. But I don't see the other one. Alright, hold on. There we go. Oh, we handled that well. Alright, so I think this is the only building. I don't have time to talk to you guys about it because I want to actually get in here and set up. So, yeah, this building used to be two high ceilings. If this is the same building, it might not be. There might be 2 buildings that are kind of like this. But if it is, no, this building's completely different. I wonder if they changed it. Alright, I'm going to stop wondering. We'll deal with this in a future episode. For now, I just want to get safe and explain to you some of the other changes. Now, if this is the same layout as the other building, there should be a safety area up top, which is where I'm going to set up. And yes, I'm going to set it up right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some ladders. If you have an item in your inventory that will allow you to make any recipe in the game, it'll show up as a white recipe on the side here. Like right now, I should have enough to make ladders. There's a ladder, and it shows you what the ladder looks like, and you just kind of have to build it with whatever material you're guessing would be used for the ladder. So there we go, ladders. Now it turns green, and all I have to do is click the ladder button, and it'll make a bunch of ladders for me. And I don't have a pickaxe, so alright, in order to make a pickaxe, you need iron. I'm going to need a pickaxe to break the stone to get up to my safety area. In order to make iron, there's lots of different ways to make iron, but the way you basically do it in the beginning of the game is you break stuff into scrap metal. I just happen to know what breaks into scrap metal and what doesn't. Oh good, there's some water. Safe, okay. Okay, so I'm going to just break enough iron to get me a pickaxe so I can break up, you know, upstairs. Alright, that might be enough. Let's see. Okay, now that we have iron, we can now that we have scrap iron, we can turn that into iron ingots like so. And we're just going to turn all of them into iron ingots. Oh, beautiful. Alright, now that we have iron ingots, we can make a pickaxe, and I just happen to know what the recipe is for a pickaxe. There we go. Oops. Okay. So now let's get upstairs. We'll do this right in the middle. Now this should get us on the roof. And then once we're on the roof, there should be like a safety area that we can get to. Actually, we could probably break, there's wood up there, and we could probably break the wood with this pickaxe. As a matter of fact, I know we can. But I'm going to go ahead and make an axe for that. Alright, so let's grab all this. That should be plenty. Iron ingots. Well, it's not plenty, but it's enough. Alright, fire axe. We already made the recipe when we were making the pickaxe, so we didn't need to make that again. Alright, so now we have the fire axe. Alright, let's get up here. First of all, I want to grab that stone. Ugh. Alright, forget the stone. Let's just get up here. Right there. There. Alright. See, when I first came here in my last season, I didn't know about this place up here, and I wish I did. So now you guys are going to get the benefit of my experience. So, how do I want to get in there? Actually, if I come up... Why can't I get on the... There we go. If I come up here, there should be a block here that falls when I run over it. But they might have fixed that. That's how I first got in there. Alright, they fixed it. So what we'll do is we will... Just for now, we'll just get in this way. I guess right here is as good a spot as any. I'm not sure if I'm getting in here the wrong way. I might be. Let's go ahead and drink some water because our stamina is now low and it's taking forever to break blocks. Now, we're fairly safe up here, but we're far from invincible. There are spider zombies in the game that can climb up here and get us. And there's, like, radiated hornets that can come up here and get us. Okay, here we go. Alright, now it's pretty dark in here, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put some cloth fragments on top of a stick and make some torches. And we're just going to light this area up. You always want to light up the entrance first, just in case zombie hordes do get into your area. But, not really that worried about that right here. Alright, so that's good enough for this area. It's a little dark over here, but we can live with that for now. Let's go ahead and solidify this upstairs. By the way, this is annoying, so let's pick that up. Whoa! Okay, so there's zombies up here. I don't know if they climbed the ladder or not. Or if they spawned up here. I don't know. I think they probably climbed the ladder. Maybe. If they climbed the ladder, that was pretty smart. You see that cop down there? Those are acid spitters, and you want to deal with those guys. So, let's pop this guy. He's going to take a lot of bullets. I'll try and hit him in the head. There we go. Oh, nope. See, now he flipped out. Now he's going to run up, and he... Whoa! I almost fell off that, man. Alright, so the zombies are smart enough to climb this ladder to come after me, so we're going to block that up. And hopefully that won't be an issue. That didn't happen my last time. I'm not sure. I might have put this entrance too close to the ladder. I'm not really sure. But, you know, we'll deal with that. Alright, so let's go ahead and take some of the stone. I don't know if you guys saw me picking up the rocks before, but the rocks can be turned into stone, and stone will make a good solid barrier here for me. And yeah, so we're pretty good now. Let's make sure we're not ducking. Yeah, we are. I hate ducking. Sometimes I can't tell if I'm ducking or not. So I do want to do some more looting. We do have a little bit of time to do some looting, so let's go do some looting. And when I'm done looting, I will go over some of the changes in Alpha 3, and then that'll be a video. So usually you want to be inside around, I know something else we can do down here to help. See how they're fast in the dark? Alright, so something we can do down here to help is break out these stairs. But to be honest, I really don't want to break out those stairs. I might want to use them. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to break these off. Oh boy. I made it awful dark. But that's okay, because we are just going to block this up. Saw a guy running up here. Now that's awful dark for you guys, and I apologize, but that should be good for now. Although we can't get downstairs to loot anymore. And we don't have any cloth. Alright, that's a climber. So let's get up here. We don't have any cloth to light anything up. That's pretty dangerous down there, to be honest. Ugh, I wish we had some cloth. Alright, let's see what we can do down here. I'm hoping to loot some cloth. Come on, cloth. Wow, there's nothing down here. Now, this area is not a great place for loot. So, I do have some other areas that we can go to in the world that are better for loot. I could make some campfires, but like I said, they lag me, and I don't like to make campfires inside. So, there we go. We got some cloth. Thank God. Torch, torch, torch. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright, now this is what we need to do here. First of all, light this up. We will put a torch right here. Put one right here. Think about putting one up top. I gotta be careful with my torches. You know, I don't have a lot of them. Put one right there. Right there. I thought I was going to be able to do some more looting downstairs, but I'm not going to be able to, which is fine. I don't know what else I want to put one. Can I put one right here? Yeah, that'll be fine. Alright, so let's block this up. We'll put 2 deep. And, you know, I don't know, man. We should be pretty safe in here, but, you know, I really don't know. So I'm going to go over the rest of the Alpha 3 changes, and then I'm going to call it a video. So, alright, where did I leave off? Okay, they added plant fibers recipe from brown grass, which is pretty cool. That means you can, when you knock up the grass, because the grass always used to be annoying, so now when you knock up the grass, you can get some brown grass, which you can craft stuff with, which is really nice. I'm going to go a little faster here because this is a big update. Added torch recipe from sticks and brown grass, so that's pretty cool. Added new player ointment sound for applying aloe. Degradation now affects the damage all weapons do to blocks as well as enemies. I don't know if that includes my pickaxe. I hope it doesn't, but you know, we'll see. Added full new female zombie sound. Added some new zombie male sounds. Added recipes for planks from tree tips. Added recipe for planks from. Okay, they put that twice. Added aloe vera cream apply sound. Added new auger sound set. Added some new sound sets. Those aren't really that big of a deal. What else we got here? Added new bucket fill water, bucket place water, bucket bail water sound. Okay, there's more sounds. Who cares? Added left mouse button on an empty bucket bails 9 water blocks. That's pretty interesting. Added right mouse button on empty bucket now uses 5 water blocks to fill a bucket. I'm not sure what that stuff means. Then changes. They reduced probability of finding rocket launchers in safes. They changed because you used to find a lot of rocket launchers. Change it so falling blocks don't spawn items anymore. Change desk to use nightstand loot instead of safe loot. Changed iron ingots so get 9 instead of 10. I'm not quite sure what that is. This is a pretty cool one. Change metal trussing so you could shoot through it and zombies can see through it. That's pretty cool. So when you put down metal trussing, you could shoot through it now to defend against zombies. That's pretty interesting. I'm surprised they made that change. Makes sense though. Change scrap iron door to not be as strong. Who cares? Who would use that anyway? Change pipe bombs to not destroy the world as much. Change wood quarter stairs to place inverted. So now when you put down your stairs, it'll go the right way. Change aloe cream recipe to require a jar. Change aloe cream so it heals the player when used. So basically, a lot of this stuff is for aloe cream, which is good because you usually find pain pills on the world, but let me eat while I'm talking about this. You usually find pain pills out in the world, but there's only so much, and aloe cream gives you a way to craft something that you can use to replenish your health. All right, we're now out of food and water, but that's okay. We'll have enough for the night. I think we have still some food, but anyway, where did I leave off? Change. Okay, yeah, aloe creams. Change animal dead bodies to stay for 60 seconds. Changed algorithm for calculating explosion damage to blocks. This is all kind of blocks destroy. Who cares? Remove item drop on death player. Okay, items drop on death of a player now stay for 3 minutes instead of 1. That's really good. You have three times the amount of time now. 3 times as much time. No, 2 times as much time now to come back and get your stuff. Or 3 times. I don't know. It's 1:30 in the morning, so bear with me. Autosave. Placing autosave now. Random chunks that need to be saved. I don't know. Placing water. Who cares? Yeah, I don't really see any big deals there. And then there was just a bunch of bug fixes. So if you guys want to, you can go to 7daystoDie.com and then look for the Alpha 3 update notes and read it yourself if you like. Seems like a pretty cool update. I'm excited. This season has already started off a million times better than last season so far. So I'm pretty excited about it. I'm not excited about having to start a new world, but whatever. The only thing is I'm going to have to go over here to get sand again. And that was, pretty boring. I'm not sure if I'm going to show that again because I just showed it in like my last videos. What I'll do is I'll probably say, okay, I'm going over here to get sand. I'll cut the video, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm here. I'm going to get sand, and I'll cut the video again, and I'll probably do something like that. But you guys don't care about that. Either way, that's going to be it for episode 1, and we'll see you next time for episode 2. Till then, take it easy.